Hey there, high level listeners. Welcome back to another episode of our English vocabulary podcast here on High Level Listening, where we bring you side by side American and British English to help you take your English to the next level. So, your alarm went off, you're hopping out of bed, and now it's time to get ready for the day.
Yes, that's right. Welcome everyone to our intermediate and advanced vocabulary class, all about getting ready in the morning. That's today's topic, and as Kat mentioned, we'll be talking about getting up in the morning, shaving or doing a skincare routine, maybe putting on makeup or picking out clothes for work as well. And overall, we'll share about 50 different English vocabulary items and phrases that are commonly used to describe morning activities. And all of this is real life, everyday American and British English.
Like always, we'll teach you by reading out a short script each. I'll go first with a bit of my morning routine in American English, and then Mark will share his in British English. After that, we'll go back through the scripts line by line to explain the best vocabulary and phrases to help you level up your daily English. Ready? Let's get started.
Okay, so like usual, I will ask Kat first about her morning routine. So, Kat, can you tell us how you get ready in the morning?
Mornings always feel a little chaotic, even when I try to stick to my schedule. No time to dawdle, so when the alarm goes off, I drag myself out of bed and head straight to the bathroom. Usually, a splash of cold water helps wake me up, and if my eyes are looking a little puffy, I'll add a bit of extra eye cream during my normal skincare routine, where I basically cleanse, put on a serum, and then some facial moisturizer. Choosing what to wear depends on my schedule. If I have meetings, I'll put in a bit more effort. Otherwise, I just go for something comfortable but still put together. If I'm running late, I'll throw on whatever's easiest and hope for the best. Makeup-wise, just something low-key, a dollop of foundation, some powder, mascara, touch of lipstick. Before heading out, I double-check my bag to make sure I haven't forgotten anything. Keys, phone, battery pack, ID card. Most mornings, I feel like I'm racing against the clock, but once I'm out the door, I'm good to go. All right, so you might think that talking about your daily routine is so easy, very easy level of English, but what we're kind of trying to do is show you that there are so many words that native speakers use. So let's hear from Mark. Tell us about how you get ready in the morning.
I try to keep my mornings fairly straightforward, but somehow they always feel a bit rushed. I set my alarm for 7:30, and I'm definitely guilty of hitting snooze 2 or 3 times before I actually get up. I'm mostly on autopilot from there. Go to the bathroom, get in the shower, dry off, and start getting ready. I tend to look a bit rough some mornings, so I tidy myself up a bit. I'll have a quick shave after I shower so I don't nick myself, and sometimes I trim my beard as well if it's getting a bit long. After that, I try to make myself look presentable for work. I've got some dark plain work trousers and some sensible button-up shirts. Then it's a dab of aftershave and downstairs for a cup of tea. Breakfast isn't a big thing for me. I'll typically get something on the go at the train station or a tube stop. Before I leave, I always do the pats, a last-minute check for my keys, phone, wallet. Finally, it's out the door, straight into the day, ready or not. Okay, there we go. So we've each shared our morning routines. Now, like we promised, we'll go back to the start and break them down. And we'll also use these little flags to highlight whether something is more common in British English or in American English. Also, don't worry if you didn't understand absolutely everything. You can also get a PDF transcript of this episode and all of our other ones. You can also get a study pack of this episode, which has MP3 listening activities, a word list with all the best vocabulary. You can find all of that in a link to our High Level Listening store down below. Anyway, so back to our scripts. Let's go back to the beginning. Kat, what are your mornings like?
Mornings always feel a little chaotic, even when I try to stick to my schedule. I don't know if I'm just not getting up early enough or, I'm not really sure exactly what it is, but mornings always feel a little chaotic. Chaotic is crazy, okay? It's a little chaotic. I don't usually have very relaxing mornings. So I don't feel chaotic, but my day or my morning feels a little chaotic. So mornings always feel a little chaotic, even when I try to stick to my schedule. So when you try to stick to something, you continue to do it, right? If you made some New Year's resolutions and you stopped going, you didn't stick to it. But if you kept going, you really stuck to it. Okay. So even when I try to stick to my schedule, okay, go to the bathroom, do my skincare routine, get dressed, go to work, right? That's my schedule. If even when I try to stick to it, it's still a little chaotic, to be honest. So let's hear from you, Mark. What are your mornings like?
I try to keep my mornings fairly straightforward, but somehow they always feel a bit rushed.
Relatable.
So, yes, right. I think it's the same for a lot of people. I always
Yeah,
have a
yeah.
plan, or I think, oh, yeah, I'll do it tomorrow. No problem. And then I wake up and it's all chaotic, like you said. So, what I try to do is keep my mornings fairly straightforward. If it's straightforward, then it's simple and it's easy to do. So I try to keep my mornings simple. I try to keep my mornings fairly straightforward. I might wave my little flag for fairly. Fairly is more commonly used in the UK. Fairly means quite straightforward, or fairly straightforward, fairly simple. Somehow, I don't know how it happens every time. Somehow they always feel a bit rushed. So rushed means that it's very fast, but it's a bit too fast. Fast sounds actually like a good thing, that it's well organized, but rushed sounds a little bit disorganized. It's going too fast for me, and I'm struggling to do everything I need to do before I leave on time. So fast can be good. Rushed is kind of negative and stressful. So I try to keep my mornings fairly straightforward, but somehow they always feel a bit rushed. Okay, Kat, back to your side of the script. When do you normally get up?
So when the alarm goes off, I drag myself out of bed and head straight to the bathroom. So no time to dawdle. I love this word because I dawdle all the time. But there's no time to dawdle today, not in the morning. Dawdling is kind of when you try to waste time. Kids dawdle a lot. Instead of going quickly, getting their clothes on, getting all their items, they, play with their toys and they eat breakfast really slowly and they're looking at their phone. But no time to dawdle, no time to waste time. So when the alarm goes off, I set my alarm. Then in the morning, beep, beep, beep. That's when the alarm goes off. Okay. So when the alarm goes off, I drag myself out of bed. So you might drag your kids out of bed. You might drag yourself out of bed. When you drag something, you're pulling it, but it doesn't want to go with you. Okay. So if you're dragging yourself out of bed, you're really pulling yourself, and you don't really want to do that, right? You do not want to get out of bed. So I have to drag myself out of bed and head straight to the bathroom. If you've ever listened to our very first episode, season 1, episode 1, talking about the morning routine, we love the word head, and it just means to go, right? It just means to go. So I drag myself out of bed and head to the bathroom, head straight to the bathroom, which means go directly. Okay. It doesn't just mean go forward. It means go directly. So I head straight to the bathroom.
I also want to wave my British flag just for the pronunciation of dawdle in British
okay.
English. In my accent, I'm from the south of England. It's D-A-W-D-L-E is dawdle. No time to dawdle.
Dawdle. So I say it with more just a short O sound. Dawdle. No time to dawdle. No dawdling. No dawdling. It's a funny word. I like it in both British and American English. So, Mark, when do you get up in the morning?
I set my alarm for 7:30, but I'm definitely guilty of hitting snooze 2 or 3 times before I actually get up. Okay, so I set my alarm for 7:30. Is that why you're waving a flag.
7, half 7, half 7. Yes.
Exactly right. For you, what time is 7:30?
Half past 7. But to be honest, I would probably just say 7:30.
Right.
I think that's one big difference between teaching a textbook that is very clearly British and teaching from an American textbook. All this half past, quarter to, all of that. I just say the numbers. If it's 7:30, it's 7:30. If it's 7:45, it's 7:45. If it's 7:02, it's 7:02. That's what I usually say in American English. I think it's easier that way.
Yes, I think so too. I understand why it's easier to learn. People in the UK do use both or understand both.
Yeah, I agree.
But more often, yeah, we'll say half
I do hear
7.
way more. Yeah, I do hear it way more in the UK for sure.
Right. So if you want to talk about when your alarm beep, 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 beep goes off, you can say, I set my alarm for, and then so I set my alarm for 7. I set my alarm for 8, for 9. In my case, I set my alarm for 7:30. So it starts going off and making noise at 7:30, but I'm definitely guilty of hitting snooze 2 or 3 times. So when you have something on your phone and you have a button or an option, when you push the button, you hit the button. So you can hit pause, hit play, hit like and subscribe on YouTube, and snooze is a button on your alarm. If you hit snooze, the alarm stops for 2, 3, 4 minutes. So you get to sleep a little bit more. So I'm definitely guilty, like I'm embarrassed to say, but sometimes I hit snooze 2 or 3 times. So that's maybe 10 to 15 more minutes in bed before I actually get up. Kat's mentioned this already. There's wake up with your eyes. You might wake up with your alarm and then take out your phone and start looking at social media, replying to messages. But when you take off the covers and leave the bed, that's when you get up. So that's why parents come in the morning. They open their kids' doors and they're like, come on, get up. It's time for school. Get up. So we've both gotten up. We're both out of bed, finally. What do you do first to get ready?
We were talking about waking up and getting up being two different things because I dragged myself out of bed, but a splash of cold water helps wake me up. Okay. So if you're getting up out of bed and you're half asleep, right? You're barely a zombie, right? You're barely a zombie. You're half asleep. Maybe a splash of cold water. Okay. So when we splash, it's kind of like we take a little water and we throw it. So a splash of cold water helps wake me up or helps me wake up. Both of those are pretty much going to be the same thing. And if my eyes are looking a little puffy is when your eyes or your face is bigger in the morning than you want it to be, right? Puffy is a negative word. Right? It's not just a neutral word. It's kind of negative. So we would say a bit puffy or a little puffy. So you might notice that your eyes are a little puffy, especially if you had too much salt yesterday, or you might have had an extra glass of wine. You might notice that your eyes are looking a little puffy. So I'll add a bit of extra eye cream during my normal skincare routine. So if you put a little bit of something around your eyes, and it's specially made for your eyes, we call this eye cream. Okay, eye cream. And so that means that we are going to put something very gently around our eyes. We actually had this as a suggestion from one of our students talking about your skincare routine. That skincare is how you take care of your skin, right? So I'll add a bit of extra eye cream during my normal skincare routine where I basically cleanse, put on a serum, and then some facial moisturizer. So we've got the first word, cleanse. Cleanse is to clean, but also to remove any makeup, to remove any moisturizer from the night before. So I cleanse, put on a serum. A serum is usually a liquid that is important for your skin. And then some moisturizer or some facial moisturizer. We have body moisturizer, body lotion, facial moisturizer, facial lotion, and this just keeps your skin very hydrated, making sure that it looks like it has enough water in your skin. It moisturizes it. All right, so Mark, what do you do first after you get up and you've gotten out of bed?
Mostly on autopilot from there. Go to the bathroom, get in the shower, dry off, and start getting ready. So, like you said in your script, I'm kind of a zombie. I got out of bed, so physically I am standing up, but mentally I'm still very sleepy and tired. So I am on autopilot. Usually autopilot is for a machine or a robot that does the same task by itself. And that's kind of like me. I don't have to think about where I'm going. I just do it automatically because I've done it so many times before. It's the same routine every morning. I'm just doing it myself. I'm on autopilot. You might experience the same thing on your commute to work. If you drive the same roads every single day, sometimes you do it and mentally you're still quite sleepy, or you arrive at work and you think, how did I get here? I don't remember driving my car. So you can be on autopilot when you're mentally still very tired and sleepy, but you're physically moving. And then I go to the bathroom, get in the shower. The preposition's important there. You go to the bathroom, but you get in the shower. Then I dry off. That's taking a towel and drying myself. There's a popular phrasal verb, I dry off. Let's dry off when we get out of the pool, or I had a shower and then I dried off. And then I start getting ready. So when I get ready, that's when I prepare myself to go outside or to be in front of other people. I'm getting ready to go to work, or I'm getting ready to be seen. So that's when I start cleaning myself, shaving, and putting on clothes. That part is getting ready. So you might say, I start getting ready about 30 minutes before I leave. Or if you're in a rush, some might say, okay, just give me 10 minutes to get ready, meaning give me 10 minutes to put on some clothes and be ready to go outside in public. All right, so back to your side, Kat. We can talk now a bit about clothes. How do you decide which clothes to wear in the morning?
Choosing what to wear depends on my schedule. Okay, so choosing what to wear. What do I wear? What do I wear? What am I going to wear today? So choosing what to wear depends on my schedule. So that means that it changes. It depends. Sometimes I wear this, sometimes I wear that. It depends on my schedule for the day. What about you, Mark? How do you normally get ready in the morning?
I tend to look a bit rough some mornings, so I tidy myself up a bit. I'll have a quick shave after I shower so I don't nick myself. And sometimes I trim my beard as well if it's getting a bit long. Okay, so I just mentioned I'm getting ready. I'm preparing myself for the public, and I tend to look a bit rough some mornings. So I go into the bathroom, I look in the mirror, and I look a bit rough. Rough is a way to describe someone's appearance, and it's a bit different from looking tired. If you look tired, I think you're just talking about someone's eyes or their face only. They may have bags under their eyes if they look tired. But if you look rough, I think it's more. It's maybe your beard, your hair, your clothes could be rough, and your face as well. So rough is kind of looking unready in a lot of more features. So hair and beard especially. So I look in the mirror and I look a bit rough some mornings. So I tidy myself up a bit. I can tidy up the room or tidy up the kitchen. I can tidy myself up. If I tidy myself up, then I'm going to improve my appearance, brush my hair, trim my beard, and shave too. And that's what I do. I'll have a quick shave. A shave is when you completely remove the hair. All the hair is gone. If I shave my head, I become bald. If I shave my neck is clean and has no hair at all. I'll usually have a quick shave here after I shower so I don't nick myself. Ow. If I
Oh, I
have a
hate it.
sharp
I hate
razor,
that.
yeah, it's a really sensitive area. And if you cut yourself by accident, we can use nick. Nick is a very small cut. It's still a bit painful and there might be a bit of blood, but I don't nick myself. Maybe you go downstairs and there is blood on your neck and they say, oh, what happened? They say, oh, I nicked myself when I was shaving. After a shower, it helps. I think you're less likely to cut or nick yourself after a shower with warm water. And sometimes I trim my beard. This is the last part. When you cut something, you make it shorter. But if you trim it, you only make it a little bit shorter. It's already quite short. The hair on my beard is already not very long. And if I trim it, I make it a tiny bit shorter. I wouldn't say cut my beard because that sounds like I took some scissors or something. And I don't have that. I have a small appliance called a trimmer and I can adjust the length. Trim, again, is very small. I'd set my trimmer to like 3 millimeters. So the hairs are really, really short and you cut just a little. It's why you'll also hear people saying trim the grass or trim a hedge, trim their beard. Something's already short, they're just making it a little bit shorter.
And we would use that for getting a trim as well. So if you go to the hairstylist and they said, oh, okay, so what kind of cut would you like today? Just a trim, please, just a trim. And you don't really have to have a particular hairstyle, but they'll just take a little off the top.
Right. They're just going to cut a tiny bit. That's right. Okay. You mentioned that your schedule influences what you wear. So what kind of clothes do you choose for work?
Well, if I have meetings, I'll put in a bit more effort. Otherwise, I just go for something comfortable, but still put together. So these are kind of some ways that we talk about how our outfits look. So our outfits are just what we are wearing all together, right? So if I have meetings, I'll put in a bit more effort. Okay, so remember, mornings are a little chaotic. I don't have time to spend 20, 30 minutes picking out clothes, but I will put in a bit more effort, meaning I'll try a little harder if I have meetings. Otherwise, so if I don't have meetings, I just go for something comfortable. If you go for something, you choose. So I just go for something comfortable, but still put together. I don't want to look like a slob. I don't want to look rough, right? So I'm still put together. My outfit is put together. I look put together. So it's kind of the opposite of rough. Rough, you might have been drinking all night, your clothes are wrinkled, your hair is too long, you really need to shave. But if you're nice and put together, then you've got, you've shaved, you've done your hair, maybe you pulled your hair back nicely, you did a little makeup, and you are very put together, very put together. However, if I'm running late, I'll throw on whatever's easiest and hope for the best. Fingers crossed. So if I'm running late, not literally running, well, sometimes it depends on how late I am. But if I'm running late, meaning I'm late, I don't have enough time, I'll throw on whatever's easiest. Okay. So usually we say, you put your clothes on. I put on my jacket. I put on my shirt. But if you just throw something on, I'll throw on whatever's easiest. Okay, blouse, skirt, shoes, done. Okay, I didn't really take time to pick something out. I just threw it on. So I'll throw on whatever's easiest and hope for the best. Meaning, I hope it looks good when I look in the mirror because I don't have a lot of time to change things. So I'll throw on whatever's easiest and just hope for the best. All right, Mark, what kind of clothes do you usually choose when you head to work?
For that, I'll try to make myself look presentable for work. I've got some dark, plain work trousers, some sensible button-up shirts, and then it's a dab of aftershave and downstairs for a cup of tea. Now I'm choosing my clothes, and I'll try to make myself look presentable for work. So this is similar to getting ready. If I'm getting ready in the morning, I'm preparing to be seen by other people. But now I'm going to work, and that's an office. That's a professional environment. So I need to make myself look presentable. That means professionally acceptable. When I arrive at work, people will look at me and realize that I'm an employee. I'm not just a randomer off the street or someone. So yeah, the way when you dress formally or for work, you make yourself presentable. You could say I make myself look smart. Smart feels like it's a step up. If I want to look smart, that sounds really formal, or maybe it's a special occasion like a wedding, or we're going to a really nice restaurant. But presentable means just ready for work or appropriate for work. I saw you wave your flag there. Is this not a word you use in the States, or?
You look smart. We do sometimes use it, but most of the time, if you look smart, you probably are wearing glasses because you're an intelligent person, right?
Oh, I
So,
see.
oh, that looks smart, smart. It just sounds so much more
You look
British.
very smart. Yeah, if you want to compliment someone wearing very
Oh,
like
thanks.
formal clothes. Yeah.
I'm a very
You look
smart
very
person.
smart. So it's often what adults say to like kids when kids wear something formal, or teenagers finally wear like a suit for the first time. They're like, oh, you look so smart. And they don't mean intelligent. They just mean like you look professional, like formal.
Now that you just said that, so smart for more of the UK, I would say you look sharp. You look sharp.
Oh,
Do you use that one too?
right. Like a sharp. If you say you look sharp, I think of like James Bond,
See,
someone in a
see,
tuxedo.
yeah.
Yeah,
Wait, was
well
James Bond
dressed.
British or American?
He's British.
Oh,
How can you
sorry.
ask these things?
I don't
But
even
yeah,
remember. I was just like popular movie. See, he looks sharp.
movie.
Like he
Yeah,
looks
movie.
sharp. Oops.
He looks very sharp. Yes, dressed to kill, super sharp. But yes, so I just need to look presentable, which is a slightly lower level, ready for work. And I've got some dark plain work trousers. Trousers are the clothes on your legs.
The clothes on your
Pants.
legs. Yeah, that is exactly what they are. Yeah. You say trousers and I say pants. So the American words are pants, and you can also say underpants or underwear. And then in British English,
Wait, trousers and then pants are under the trousers.
right,
So,
exactly. So that's just a little helpful tip, so we don't have to embarrass ourselves in other countries, right?
so you might have work pants. Who knows? No one would ever see, but you may know.
Well, yeah, I
Who
have work
knows?
pants, but
Right, it's different from work pants in the UK. Definitely. Don't tell anyone about those in the UK. Right. So you might hear people talking about my work clothes, and those are the clothes you wear at work. I put on my work clothes. And maybe you have a section of your wardrobe which is only the shirts you wear at work. Those are my work shirts. Or I only wear these trousers in the office. Those are my work trousers. Maybe you come home and say, okay, I'm going to change out of my work clothes and wear something more comfortable. So I'm putting on my work trousers and some sensible button-up shirts. Button and a line of them down your front, button-up shirts. Last thing, it's a dab of aftershave and downstairs for a cup of tea. So aftershave is that kind of nice fragrant perfume for men. Aftershave is one word. Cologne is another one. So Hugo Boss and these other companies make them. Some people wear them for work, but only a little bit. I'm not going to put on a lot, just a dab. A dab is a small amount of liquid that maybe you could put in your fingers and just dab. I am dabbing my neck right now. If I nick myself when I'm shaving, I might dab my neck with some tissue for the blood. So dab is to just touch it lightly. And I only add a little bit of aftershave, a dab of aftershave. All right, so Kat, back to your side. What else do you do to get ready after you've chosen your clothes?
makeup wise, just something low key, a dollop of foundation, some powder, mascara, touch of lipstick. So makeup wise, we've used this before in some of our other classes, but it's when talking about makeup, I do this. So makeup wise, or Work clothes wise, meaning talking about this topic, then you can start talking about it. So makeup wise, in English, we put on makeup. We put on makeup. Okay, so I put on makeup in the morning. I put on foundation. I put on powder. I put on mascara. I put on eyeshadow. I put on lipstick. Okay. Do you wear makeup? Is a good question as well. No, I don't usually wear makeup, but the process of putting it on your face will use put on, just like clothes in the morning. So makeup wise, just something low key. Low key is very basic or not very noticeable. Okay, that means that you can't totally tell that I'm wearing a lot of makeup. It's very low key, very little makeup, right? A dollop of foundation. Now, I think it's kind of funny because I think that a dollop can mean a lot or a little. In some cases, it can mean quite a bit, like a dollop. But then sometimes I think in English, it also can mean just a little bit. I'm thinking about a little bit. But Mark, what does it make you think of? A lot or a little?
I guess it depends on what it is. I think it's the
Yeah.
shape of what it is.
Just like
Yeah, it's liquid
like a
and it's quite
cupcake
thick.
and a
Yeah,
dollop of icing on
it's a
top.
big
Yeah.
blob, like a thick part at the top, and then it gets
Yeah.
narrower and narrower at the top.
Yeah.
Makes
Like
it
a cupcake.
dollop.
Like a cupcake icing.
Right.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Mhm.
So a dollop of foundation, that's really good for a liquid, and it's something you really can't measure. Okay. So if you're cooking and you put in a dollop of cream, you're not really measuring that. You're just kind of throwing it in there. So a dollop of foundation. Foundation is usually the skin-colored cream or skin-colored lotion that you put on your face as the base color. Then you might have some powder. Now, powder is a solid, all right? Usually foundation is kind of a liquid, and then powder is going to be kind of a fine, light solid that you put on top. And then we have something that you put on your eyelashes called mascara. And then just a touch of lipstick, like a little bit, just a touch, right? Like just a touch of lip gloss, touch of lipstick. Ooh, Mark, what's
Little
is
flag,
it?
just for the pronunciation, the makeup you put on your eyelashes is
Oh, yes.
mascara. Mascara.
Mascara. Okay, and
Yes,
then I would say
advisedly
mascara. Yeah, mascara. So, Mark, do you eat anything for breakfast? I didn't really talk about that in my script. I just have no time, right? But do you eat anything for breakfast?
Breakfast isn't a big thing for me. I'll typically
Mhm.
get something on the go at the train station or a tube stop. So, yes, I do not eat breakfast at home. It's not a big thing for me. That means I don't normally do it. Maybe I don't have time. Maybe I don't have an appetite at the moment. This is different. I'm not saying that I don't like breakfast or I don't enjoy breakfast. I do, but it isn't a big thing, means I don't need it. I already have the energy that I need. Maybe a cup of tea is enough to really wake me up. So it isn't a big thing for me, means I just don't need breakfast. So instead, I'll typically get something on the go. If I get something on the go, that will be while I'm traveling to work or during my commute. And I'm implying that I commute to work by train or by tube, the London Underground. Yeah, and I'll grab something on the go at the train station or a tube stop. It's very common in England for train stations to have little cafes or vending machines where you can buy coffee, snacks, sandwiches, or things like that, and then eat them on the train. I take the same train to work every day, and I start at the same train station. So that's why I call it the train station. So I get something on the go at the train station or a tube stop. There are lots of different tube stops, and maybe I stop at a different one depending on the day. So there's more than one. So a tube stop or any one versus the train station, the same one. So that's a good article example there. Anyway, I saw you wave your flag as well. Was that for?
Tube stop.
Of course. Yes, that's only the one in London. The Tube. The Underground is another name for it as well.
Can you pronounce it? Can you pronounce it again?
The Tube.
The Tube, like it's CH. The Tube.
Yes, like
like
Tuesday or tuna. The Tube, that
No
TU in a
no
British
way.
accent
Mhm.
makes a CH sound. So yeah, take the
Okay.
tube to work.
The Tube. The Tube.
Yes. So last part of the script then. Are there any final things you do before you leave the house?
So before heading out, I double check my bag to make sure I haven't forgotten anything. Keys, phone, battery pack, ID card. Most mornings, I feel like I'm racing against the clock, but once I'm out the door, I'm good to go. So before heading out means before leaving my house, before heading out. So I might be at the front door grabbing my bag, right? So I double check my bag. What I like about the word bag, it can be anything you use to carry your items. It could be a grocery bag, it could be a purse, it could be a backpack, it could be your laptop bag. So I double check my bag. I already looked in it once, but I really should double check right before I leave the house. So before heading out, I double check my bag to make sure. All right. I want to be 100% sure. So I'm going to make sure I haven't forgotten anything. Uh-oh. I think I've forgotten something. Wait, no, I'm okay. I'm okay. But I want to make sure that I haven't forgotten anything. Keys, check. Phone, check. Battery pack. Where's my battery pack? Okay, I've got it. A battery pack is something that you can use to charge your phone on the go, like Mark said, on the go, while you're away from home, while you're traveling someplace. So that's your battery pack. Also, something important might be your ID card, especially if you have a work ID card or if you just need your ID card for scanning at the bus stop, whatever you need, you might need your ID card. Most mornings, I feel like I'm racing against the clock, but once I'm out the door, I'm good to go. If you are racing against the clock, you are really, really trying not to be late. Okay. So 5 minutes. Okay. I can do this in 4 minutes. Go, 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 go. So I'm racing against the clock. The clock, tick, 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 and I have to go faster than the clock. But once I'm out the door, meaning at the moment that I leave the house, once I'm out the door, I'm good to go. Honestly, I'm good to go. That means I'm ready. I'm on the way. Things are okay, right? So thank goodness I'm good to go. All right, Mark, any final things before you leave?
Before I leave, I always do the pats, a last minute check for my keys, phone and wallet. Finally, it's out the door and straight into the day, ready or not. So for me, before I leave, I always do the pats. Earlier, we talked about dab. A dab is a very, very gentle, small touch. A pat is a slightly bigger one. And it's often the word you do on your body, especially if you're checking your pockets. So I might pat my pocket. Okay, my wallet is here. Or might pat my leg and feel my wallet in my pocket. The pats are the ones I do every time. They are the ones when I'm searching for my keys, my phone, or my wallet, and I make sure I have them. I can feel them. So it's quicker than taking it out and looking at it and putting it back in. Just pat. Okay, you feel it. It's there. Let's go. And finally, it's out the door and straight into the day. We've been listing routines, the things we do step by step. And an easy way to share these is it's out of bed at 7, it's into the bathroom, it's downstairs, it's out the door. This is a way of listing a lot of different activities in a row. There's no movement verbs at all. It's out the door, it's into work, it's into the car. That's all you have to say, and that's commonly used by native speakers as well. And it's out the door.
Bit
Ready
more,
or not?
yeah, it sounds a bit more British, I think. I've never really thought about it before. And it's out the door for me. It's like, this is the activity I'm doing right now. It's this or it's that.
Yes. Right. So it's out the door. Ready or not? So if I'm ready, great. We go to work. If you're not ready, you still go to work.
Too bad.
Too bad. Yeah. If you're still tired,
bad.
still groggy, you go to work. Ready or not, you go.
So we've gone through all the great vocabulary. Let's go ahead and do a quick review of the vocabulary you learned in the class today. There was a lot of it. This would be a good time to practice repeating after me to work on your American accent and practice saying things out loud. Chaotic. Stick to my schedule. No time to dawdle. Drag myself out of bed. Head straight to the bathroom. A splash of cold water. Wake me up. Puffy. Eye cream. Skincare routine. Cleanse. Put on serum. Facial moisturizer. Choosing what to wear. Put in a bit more effort. Comfortable, but still put together. Running late. Throw on whatever's easiest. Hope for the best. Low key. A dollop of foundation. Some powder. Mascara. A touch of lipstick. Double check my bag. A battery pack. Your ID card. Racing against the clock. Out the door. And good to go.
And here are the key words and phrases from my script. Straightforward, rushed, I set my alarm for 7:30, hit snooze, I get up, I'm mostly on autopilot, go to the bathroom, get in the shower, dry off, look a bit rough, I tidy myself up a bit, a quick shave, don't nick myself, trim my beard, make myself look presentable, get something on the go, do the pats, a last-minute check, out the door, ready or not.
Once again, the Season 3 High-Level Listening Study Pack is available for you right now. It has PDF worksheets for this episode, bonus listening activities, ad-free MP3 versions, and PDF transcripts of every Season 3 episode. The link is in the description below. We really think it'll help you get the most out of these episodes and take your English to the next level.
Yes, all right. Thank you for watching, everyone. Please get in touch. Tell us about your morning routine. What do you do to start your day off? We do read and reply to every comment we get here on YouTube, so it's a great chance to practice with us.
Thank you so much, everyone. We'll see you very soon for another episode here on High Level Listening.
Bye.